Roger Stone, a longtime confidant of President Trump, was arrested this morning by the FBI after being indicted for allegations he obstructed the House Intelligence Committee's investigation of Russian interference in the 2016 election. Now, just moments ago on this news, Sarah Sanders told CNN that this arrest had, quote, nothing to do with the president. So our own Alexis Keenan is looking into all the legal issues at play here. Hi, Alexis.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Well, this was big news to wake up to. You know, we all know the name Roger Stone, and in fact, I should mention, we had Roger Stone in here, it was only a year ago, doing an interview with Yahoo News. So he was out there doing media and now arrested.
What did he say about WikiLeaks then?
Oh, not much. Yeah, he can be cagey. But what are you hearing? What does this mean? What would the ripple effects be?
Yeah, so the biggest part of this indictment, though Stone has been indicted on 7 different counts. Specifically, they are obstruction of an official proceeding, witness tampering, telling other people to lie, and false statements, 5 counts of false statements. And so this is all concerning that communications that Stone had with WikiLeaks leading up to the 2016 election. And what we're honing in on here in this indictment is the summertime of 2016 leading up to the election. And what the indictment says is that Trump campaign officials were in contact with Stone about future releases of information. So now remember, it was June or July, it was July 22nd of 2016 when WikiLeaks first released that huge swath of emails that were stolen from the Democratic National Committee. So this is regarding communications that were ongoing all the way up until the election about additional releases. And so the question here is whether or not these Trump campaign officials and or associates that are named in this indictment, did they know that WikiLeaks was considered perhaps a front for Russia? And if they did, then we go deeper into the collusion avenues here.
Yeah, and speaking of going deeper, I mean, everyone's initial reaction was, I saw a lot of people at least saying, if you think this is going to end with Roger Stone, I mean, it's only going to get more wide-reaching from here. You know, maybe Donald Jr. ends up wrapped up in this. And yeah, it's been interesting too. Someone else, I forget who it was, but we were all passing back this tweet that said, that you hear that Roger Stone kind of will do anything to avoid prison. So
well, a lot of people will do things to avoid prison,
I
and
mean,
especially if it's as simple as just giving up more information on other people, and that's what you're looking at. I mean, that's kind of the fear here, though, right? Because we've seen systematically going
like
after
dominoes, right? And the number of Trump associates who have said to flip, if you will, in order to avoid rougher sentences, although that hasn't necessarily worked out for everyone.
I'm assuming you're talking about Michael Cohen, because he is going to prison, but he still flipped on the president. And the thing with this indictment for Roger Stone is that it has to do with coordination with WikiLeaks. So knowing the information before it was released. So it seems like there are other people involved. We just don't know who they are.
Right. So the indictment names an associate of the Trump campaign and a high-ranking, like, senior official. And so there's some reporting out there. Some news organizations are identifying those people. We don't have that independently. But you know the cast of characters who were surrounded, in the campaign era. Could be any number of them, but they're said to be the ones who were kind of running the ship in terms of communications back and forth with Stone, who has long also said that he's used intermediaries in order to obtain information from WikiLeaks.
Well, this is very interesting, and kind of it's going to happen at a fast pace now. I mean, I feel like for months and months people said the Mueller investigation was moving very slowly. We're waiting, it's taking so long, and now it's like, okay, well, you waited, and here comes the payoff.
Well, those dots are starting to get connected too, though, right? Because that's the big thing, is collusion is very difficult to prove, but this is the first time, I think, where we're seeing specifically coordination in, something's about to be released, this is good, and then obviously we've seen the way that Trump in the past has talked about WikiLeaks when he was on the campaign trail, saying, I love WikiLeaks.
I love WikiLeaks.
So it's just starting to...
Yeah, and
he might regret that.
That's a component, but we really have to pay attention to that knowledge on behalf of the campaign officials who were acting to know whether or not it rises to a more serious level here.
All right.